Okay, welcome. Today what we're going to do is go through MuseScore3, and to be honest, I'm not great at it, but this will give you a quick overview on how to start entering notes and starting your own score. First things first, we're going to go up to the top with this little plus symbol inside the new file to create a new file. You can put the title and the subtitle and the composer and the lyricist and yeah, I just basically use QWERTY and copyright. So all this stuff will show up on your score, so it's kind of good to put it here first. Now at the beginning, what I usually have to do is choose instruments, but if you know you're going to make something for rock band or jazz band or orchestra, you can select stuff already. I'm going to choose instruments under the general tab and hit next. Now, if this gets confusing. Under common instruments, you'll find the basic common instruments, but if you're doing something like steel pan, you need all instruments, and all instruments is better because then you can just type what you want. So if you want crotales, which is kind of a weird one, there it is under pitch percussion. If you want steel, there's all the different steel drums. So it's a steel band. So I'm going to add a bass and I'm going to add a tenor. Okay, now if they're not in the order I want them, I'm pretty sure I can move them around. Yes, the little arrow down here allows me to move bass below tenor because that's what I want. I'm going to add guitars and make sure those go higher. And I'm going to add altos, which would be our seconds. I'm going to add those and put them above the guitar. So I've got lead and I've got lead, seconds, guitars, and bass. All right, now I hit next. I can choose my key signature. You can always leave it default to nothing and add it later. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. But of course you could do it now. Then you can enter your time signature, your pickup measure if you want one, how many measures. You can add this later, of course, like it says, and tempo. I would always put a tempo marker. I'm going to leave everything basic 4/4 and for now. So next, so this is my title, my subtitle, my lyrics, and the composer. And now I can start adding instruments and drums and stuff. So by clicking on these notes up here, each one of these also relates to a number line. So 6 is a half note, 7 is a whole note. So if I want to start with a whole note on A, I just hit 7, click there. My alto drums, I'm going to put an E. My guitars, I'm going to play, that should be a bass clef, but whatever. Put that A, C. That's another C, and then bass would be another C. All right, so I've got a triad now. If I hit spacebar, it starts playing from wherever this is. Now you'll notice I've got click, 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 and that's because this metronome is on. If I click the measure I want to start and hit spacebar, it plays that. Now I want to add a roll because in steel pan we roll. There's nothing here. So what we have to do is come up here to view. We need the palettes. And that gives us a lot of controls. So there's a bunch of stuff in here. But there's not actually, but there's no tremolos, which is the roll. Because under palettes, we're still in basic mode. We need to change this basic mode over here to advanced. And when we do that, you'll notice we get a lot more stuff, right? We're looking for tremolos, and on a if I have this note selected, I press this button, it adds to that. So now if I play this and I hit spacebar, you can hear da 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 da. It rolls it. Okay, this goes for all of my notes. If I don't have anything selected, I can select here and start just adding notes in. And I can, if this is highlighted like it is right now, it's blue, and I click this, it'll change the note so I can put in what I needed. If I try to put a note value in that's larger than the space I have, so I'm going to put a whole note on beat 3. There's only 2 beats left, beat 3 and 4, but the whole note's worth 4 beats. So therefore, it's going to create a half note in that measure and then tie it to another half note like that. So once again, if I want this to be rolled, I can select both, press this button, and now it will roll. So now if I hit spacebar again, it starts playing it. Okay, you can copy and paste by selecting a note, holding shift, copy, Control C, select this, Control V. So if I wanted that, or if I wanted to do the same thing here, I could do that, and then I could press up and down to change the note. So for instance, maybe I wanted to go from ACE to EGB. So I can change these around, move that down to G, GB, G, G, D, there. So now, and let's say I want to roll all these, I can hold Shift and click that like diagonally, and then put my roll markers in. So now if I hit spacebar, it rolls. And there we go. And that's the basic overview of how to use MuseScore. Obviously, just like most software, I could do tons of different stuff. If I wanted to change clefs, I could select a clef. For instance, my guitars are in treble clef, and I may want them to be in bass. I can come over here and select my bass clef, and it automatically shifts all the notes in the line. If you select a note and you hold Alt and press 8, it gives you an octave above it. That's a fun little trick. What else? Bar lines. So if I close clefs, a lot of times you want to put a bar line, right? Let's say I want to have a repeat symbol. So I want to start the piece with a repeat. So that's a bar line, which is here. So start repeat is going to start there. And then I'm going to have it repeat right here and repeat. So now it'll play this section and then repeat through it. It should go back. There it goes. And then when it gets to there, it'll keep going. Actually, that's a double repeat. So there you go. What else? Oh, dynamics. Dynamics are down here. So for instance, let's say I wanted to start the top at forte. I can just select the note. And all of these are going to start at piano. Boom. So now when I hit play, so now the chords underneath are a lot softer like they should be. There's text too down here and tempo markers. If you want to change this, you can just select it and press, let's just make it 220, which is way faster so we can hear it. So that's obviously way faster, and that's an easy way to control it with the BPM. And I think that's it. Let's see what this is. Rehearsal markers and stuff like that are here. But yeah, play with it. As you can tell, if you've got a note like this, you want to make it sharp or flat. There are these notes here, which are the accidentals are up here. If you need a dotted note, it's there. And I think that's basically if you're doing drum set. If you're doing drum notation, you're going to need new note heads, which are here. So if you have drum set notation, you might need an X or, what have you. So if you have a note head, you want it to be an X, or if you have a note head and you want to be like a side stick or something like that, you can do that, right? That I think is it. So good luck. Let me know if you have any questions, and let me know if you fix anything that I didn't realize needed to be fixed, or if you figure out something that is super cool. All right, bye guys.